First tonight to the families from Lincolnshire grieving after the misdiagnosis of their loved ones, who say they had to speak out to try and save others.
They all got in touch with us after a story we shared with you last week, that of Laura Barlow, who died weeks after being told she had bowel cancer, having originally been diagnosed with endometriosis.
One family even worked for the same hospital trust, who they say failed them, and told our reporter Amelia Beckett cancer diagnosis needs to urgently change.
Yeah, Dad, sandwich for you.
Martin often spends his days juggling work while helping his dad Ken, who has Parkinson's. Alongside a team of carers who visit 4 times a day, they managed to get by. But it had always been his mum Janet who'd looked after Ken, until she unexpectedly passed away from liver cancer, just 2 weeks before they were due to celebrate their 60th anniversary.
Oh, she's the best mum ever. She had the biggest heart. She would do anything for anybody, and she'd got all the party all organised, the cakes made, ready to be picked up. Yeah, she was the most wonderful person.
In the weeks before her death, Janet had tried to seek help for pain and swelling. Martin took her to Boston A&E, where he says they discharged her after they said they couldn't find anything wrong. She died less than 3 weeks later.
How do you feel you were treated by the hospital?
I think it was disgusting. I think it's disgraceful. Mum had gone 2 weeks prior and absolutely, nothing wrong with you, go home. She was sat there at 2 o'clock in the morning and told you got incurable liver cancer, sat on her own at 78 years old. What must have been going through poor mum's, mind at that point.
After we reported on the death of Laura Barlow, whose family say was also misdiagnosed, Martin says he felt urged to speak out. Now, 2 nurses who work for the same hospital trust say their relative was also failed. We've changed their voices to protect their identities.
He contacted his GP with pain in his ribs. They told him it was a cracked rib and they don't treat that. He went back multiple times. They didn't take into account he'd lost 20 kilograms. He waited 10 weeks for a scan. Urgent care saw him. Eventually, he had an emergency admission and he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
What was it that made you want to speak out about this?
Patients are dying when they don't need to. They shouldn't be. Something needs to change. And it's very frustrating as a nurse seeing that, and now I've experienced it with a loved one, and it's still happening.
United Lincolnshire Hospitals NHS Trust told us, unfortunately, we are unable to comment on individual cases. However, we would like to offer our deepest condolences to the families that have spoken about their loved ones' experiences. We invite them to contact us directly so we can discuss any concerns they may have about the care their family member received.
We've heard nothing.
But Martin says he did contact them, but never received a reply. Now he says questions need to be answered so that his family can finally get closure and so others don't suffer the same outcome. Amelia Beckett, ITV News, Lincolnshire.